Hey, what's going on, guys? My name's James, and this is another video of random bossing. I'm not sure exactly what I'm going to be killing yet in the background. I'm sort of just doing a little like pre-recording, and I'll add something in the background later, because this is more about the commentary than it is the actual gameplay. And I'm going to go ahead and apologize beforehand if my voice gets a little shaky with this one. It's a bit of a touchy subject for me, and it sort of has hit me straight in the heart. But I'm sure a lot of you have seen and or heard about the whole Amanda Todd story. I'm not going to go too far into detail about it because I'm sure most of you already heard about it. But basically, a girl committed suicide because she was bullied, and it's just kind of terrible that things like this have to happen. Obviously, as a person, she didn't make the greatest choices, but no one's perfect. We all make mistakes. So why should we drive someone to do something as extreme as, committing suicide over a little mistake that they made? This isn't really what the commentary is about. It's more about bullying in general. Just the story kind of hit me in the heart, and it kind of inspired me to sort of, try to spread the word about anti-bullying. And being that October is also anti-bullying month, I just kind of wanted to do my part and sort of just talk about it and whatnot. But you know, I'm not gonna play Mr. Perfect. I've done my share of bullying. I've also been bullied. No one's perfect. We all make mistakes. We all do. We all have stupid choices that we do. And at one point or another, we've all of us as people have bullied someone, and we've also been bullied. But when you see things like this in the media and you hear stories about this, it just makes you think twice about the way you talk to people and the way you treat people. Here was this pretty young girl that had her whole life ahead of her, and she was just put in the mindset to kill herself because she was bullied. And it's not the first time that this has happened, and sadly it won't be the last, because the correlation between bullying and suicide, they're pretty synonymous with each other. But it's why do people bully others in the first place? It's all about being accepted. We all as people and just animals in general, it's just all about being accepted and being a part as a group. That's why wolves travel together. That's why geese, travel in flocks. Why fish are in schools. It's just all about being accepted. And typically nowadays, bullying isn't done by one person. You see those little cartoons. You see TV shows. There's the one big bully that kind of picks on everybody else. But these days, bullying isn't done by one person. It's done by an entire group. And it's easy to ignore one person. It's easy to ignore one person that's bullying you, making fun of you. But it's near impossible to ignore a whole group. I myself have been in this situation. It's really hard. And the reason this happens is because everyone just has an overwhelming desire to be accepted. We all have insecurities, and we all get preyed on for them, and we in turn, typically those insecurities are what make us bully other people in the first place. And at the end of the day, we're all human, so who cares what other people do? Why judge them on things they do? Being obviously myself being a Runescape player, when I was in school, typically I kept the fact that I played a secret. But like, why? Why did I do that? It's just because we all feel insecure about it. It's deemed a nerdy game. It's something we think we would get made fun of for. And in school, I wouldn't dare tell a soul that I played the game, because I didn't want to be made fun of for it. I wanted to be accepted. Obviously, if somebody heard about this or knew about this and they made fun of me for it, I wouldn't be the typical, I wouldn't be accepted. And it's as simple as that. But, now that I'm out of school, I've grown up, I'm in sort of, I guess, the real world, I guess you would say. People don't care about that stuff anymore. Practically everyone that I associate with in real life knows that I play the game. I don't keep it a secret, because at the end of the day, it's just a hobby. We all have our hobbies. They're just different depending on the person. But it just sucks that this kind of thing doesn't happen until you're out of school. But on the flip side, if you don't make it an insecurity for you, there's nothing for, people to prey off of for them to make fun of you about. So if you make RuneScape an insecurity for you, obviously people will prey off that, because that's just how bullying works. That's how people work. But at the end of the day, it is a game. Everyone plays games. Why does it matter which one it is? And, if you are still afraid to let it out, which obviously I know myself was afraid to do that, don't worry. Like I said, it gets better as you get older. Don't think things right now. Don't do stupid things. Obviously, it gets better when you get older. Eventually, you'll get out of it. So that's just one thing to look forward to. Things like that don't matter when you get older. So, what can we as people do to help stop bullying? Obviously, we're not perfect. We're not going to change the world by ourselves. But it's as simple as just, one thing you can do is if you see someone getting bullied, don't partake in it. Like, how does that benefit you partaking in bullying another person? Obviously, it's that whole being accepted thing. But at the end of the day, do you really want to be accepted by someone that's bullying other people? What's going to stop them, from in the long run eventually turning on you and bullying you? So why would you want to be a part of that group in the first place? And when you're bullying another person, you don't know that's the mental state that that person's already in. Obviously, I guarantee you, nobody had any idea. Well, she tried. She tried to kill herself a few times, but I guarantee you, nobody knew the first time she attempted it that she was even going to do it. And it's just like you don't know the mindset of the person that's in. Who knows what's that one thing that's going to push them over the edge? And it could be something you said. Why you don't want to be that person. You definitely don't want to be that person. And another thing you can do is, if you see a friend or someone you know or someone that you're close with bullying another person, it's really not hard at all to just pull them aside and be like, "Hey, man, just stop, cut it out. There's no reason you should be doing this." Make them sort of ask them why they're doing it in the first place. Make them question themselves because if they play it in their head and they rethink what they're doing, typically at the end of the day they'll eventually stop and be like, "Wow, I am doing this. I'm not a very good person for this." And then also, if you're feeling extra bold, obviously most people won't do this. This is why this happens in the first place, is that if you see someone getting bullied, help them out. Try to reach out. People that are being bullied, just like all of us, want to be accepted. And that's why they get bullied in the first place, because with wanting to be accepted comes insecurities, and it's all just a vicious cycle. So if you reach out to one person, that could change their entire world for them. And at the end of the day, that'll make you feel like a great person. And things like this, it even translates into the Runescape community. As of now, we all see that the Runescape community as a whole is not a great one, and that's just because of the anonymity of the internet. And people don't realize that, like I said, it is a vicious cycle. If you bully someone, it creates insecurities, which in turn, they will go on and probably bully another person, and so on and so on. And it's just a vicious cycle, and that's why, the RuneScape community and just why the whole world as a whole is just an entire, it's a big mess as far as people, bullying others, making fun of others. It's sad. So pretty much, at the end of the day, really what I'm trying to say is, just, if you catch yourself doing something like this, think twice about what you're saying to somebody. Think twice about what you say to other people. If you do reach out to someone, at least just one person, that makes all the difference. One person, typically, if you help one person in the same way that bullying is, kindness is also a chain reaction. If you help another person, typically that person will want to help another, or if someone sees you helping another person, someone will also, kind of step up and be like, "Wow, this guy's a great person. I want to do this too, because it might make me feel like a good person." And that's why things like the Amanda Todd story and just stories of bullying and all that spread so quickly, because if you see, like, it's just a touchy subject, and it just makes you think twice about things, and that's why they spread so quickly. That's pretty much all I got to say on the subject. I'd love to hear your guys' input, and it would be awesome to see, some of you try to spread the word about anti-bullying to others, whether it's a video of your own or just a comment. Helping one person is all it takes to create a chain reaction.